tumbling dice in standard tuning, and before anyone who thinks it's heretical to play Keith Richards in standard tuning starts leaving nasty messages, please understand I'm a full supporter of playing Rolling Stone songs in open G tuning as appropriate, and I have many lessons that do just that. Check out my Honky Tonk Women lesson as one example. It has over 1 million hits. That one is an open G, and it's a Stone song that's impossible to play correctly in standard tuning. However, there are a few Keith Richards songs where you can get away with standard tuning. Tumbling Dice is one of those. We're going to look at that today. So the reason I'm doing this, there are other good lessons on tumbling dice out there. The reason I'm doing this is a lot of people are lazy. They don't want to change tuning. They don't have 2 guitars. They want to mix tumbling dice into their set list without having to retune in the middle of a set, grab a different guitar, what have you. So this is what the lesson's about today. If you want to play it the appropriate way, the original way in open G tuning, which I highly recommend, check out Andy from Pro Guitar Shop. His lesson on tumbling dice, you can Google Pro Guitar Shop, tumbling dice, find that lesson. Great lesson. You'll learn it in open G, you'll rock out. If you want to learn it in standard, you want to be a little bit lazy, just learn something new here real quick, stick with me here. Alright, capo at the 4th fret. We are in B. If you picture your A chord, B flat, B, that would be those 3 notes. As with virtually every Keith Richards song, you're mainly playing 4, 3, 2. Don't think you need to play 6 strings on every chord, even 5 strings on every chord. You're playing in a full band, you're playing rock and roll, 3 strings, the meat there, that's the meat and potatoes, 4, 3, 2, right? That's what we're going to be doing. Alright, so let's start with the intro. The intro, you're going to be putting your finger on the 5th fret, 2nd string, middle finger on the 6th fret, 3rd string, strike and slide up 2 frets, and back 2 frets. And play open, and then do a series of hammer-ons. 4th string and 5th string, and then you land on that 6th string, 7th fret. That's the B note again. That's your G shape, right? Your G shaped chord, but if you're up here, it's a B chord. You know your B bar chord at the 7th fret there. Okay? For the verse, I'm going to show you a couple of options. You're mainly chunking along on a B chord. If you're like Keith, and we were in open G tuning, mind you, on these Keith style licks, open G and standard are exactly the same if you only play 4, 3, 2. Check out my Brown Sugar lesson in standard tuning for another example of this. Brown Sugar is another one you can get away with in standard. So what you're doing in standard is exactly what you'd be doing in open G, because open G you do not retune 4, 3, 2. You don't change those. So you're just going back and forth from a B chord to an E chord. It would be like this. But that doesn't sound like Keith, does it? Why? Because that's not how he plays it. He plays it like this. Don't hit the 6th and 5th string. If you're worried about hitting them, hang your thumb over the top and mute them. Okay? If you want a meatier sound, you want a fuller sound, you don't want to just play 3 strings on that, you can chunk it. Up here you can go. That's fine. Alright, So that's during the verse. And then the lick I showed you at the beginning, you're going to bar 4, 3, 2 at the 11th fret, and then do the classic Keith lick, which we just did down here. You're just moving it up here. So you're playing 1 fret up on the 2nd string, so that would be 12th fret. 2nd string, you're playing 2 frets up on the 4th string, so that would be 13th fret. So you strike and hammer. Twice. Then come up to 9, do the same thing. Alright, so again. Lick you'll need to know for tumbling dice is the roll, roll, roll. May call me the tumbling dice lick. And that happens after you do that 11th fret lick a couple of times. Instead of going to 9, you go. Okay, so it'll look like this. The so you're holding down that same note again. It's the E note at the 5th string, 2nd fret, 5th fret, 2nd string, and you're hammering on the 3rd string with your middle finger at the 6th fret. So you're playing a double stop. It's both strings, 2nd and 3rd, but you're hammering on the 3rd string. And then hopefully it's easier to see than for me to explain, because it is really easy. So you're just hammering on the 2nd fret, it's the 6th fret, 2nd fret up on the 4th and 5th strings. And then the 7th fret there, 6th string. And then to get back, you go 4th string, hammer on 6, and then open 3rd string. That was quick, a little bit dirty, but should get you there. Play around with it, you'll love it, it's a classic, and I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me.